Hey guys, what's up? It's Drac here, and I've got another review for you. Welcome to Fallout New Vegas, a land of opportunity just waiting to be explored. You are a courier, delivering a special platinum chip with the number 38 on it. You're soon intercepted by a group of men who steal your chip, shoot you in the head, and toss you in a ditch out in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Unconscious and near death, you are recovered by a robot who brings you to the town of Goodsprings. In the town of Goodsprings, you're patched up by a Doc Mitchell. This is where you start to customize your character. Just like the previous Fallout titles, you get to create personalized stats for your character by using the special system. So what now? Seek revenge on the men who shot you and left you for dead? Defend the town of Goodsprings from a gang of thugs? Travel the Mojave Desert in search of a fabled fortune? The choice is up to you in Fallout New Vegas. New Vegas plays almost exactly like Fallout 3. Some might say a little too close. There are a few improvements here and there, like the ability to actually aim down the iron sights on your weapon. You can also mod your weapon with different scopes, magazines, frames, and barrel attachments. These are all welcomed additions due to the fact that Fallout 3's aiming system kind of sucked. New Vegas has a lot of depth. You can craft ingredients at a campfire, which kind of reminds me of alchemy in Oblivion. It's always better to have the cooked gecko steak as opposed to raw gecko meat. You can also craft healing items, certain drugs, and all kinds of other useful items. You can even break down unwanted ammo at a reloading bench to craft ammo that you'll actually use. The dialogue system seems to be a little more diverse this time around. The skill level specific dialogue options are found far more frequently than in Fallout 3. I've found myself face to face with quite a few speech options every time I got myself into some sort of trouble. Remember how Fallout 3 looked dark and depressing no matter where you went? This is because when the bombs fell during the war, they hit the East Coast harder than they hit the West Coast. New Vegas actually has growing vegetation, blue skies, and birds flying around everywhere. Of course, this doesn't mean you won't run into the occasional ghoul or giant fire-breathing gecko. Even the infamous Deathclaws return in this one. There's some pretty cool enemies in New Vegas, like the Night Stalker. What's a Night Stalker, you ask? Oh, nothing really. Just a mutation between a dog and a rattlesnake. The music in this game is what you'd expect from a Fallout game. The radio stations you listen to while braving the Mojave really match the setting. There's a classical country music station that just flows so well with what you're doing at almost all times. I bet you're thinking, who could replace the awesome voice of Three Dog on the radio? The answer is Mr. New Vegas, who is voiced by Wayne Newton. The roaming around the Mojave Desert brings back that feeling of unexplored territory that you felt in Fallout 3. I don't know about most people, but I love that feeling. Not knowing who the person is you see walking out in the distance, hearing gunshots from afar only to spot two crazed inhabitants fighting over a certain special bottle cap, being attacked out of nowhere by a giant rat scorpion whilst running for your life because you know you can't beat it. I love those feelings. And New Vegas makes you experience those feelings more than a few times during your stay. There's also a hardcore mode for people that want to experience the true survival that New Vegas has to offer. In hardcore mode, ammo actually weighs you down, stim packs heal over time instead of instantly, broken limbs cannot be healed with stim packs, and you actually get dehydrated and malnourished if you don't eat and drink regularly. I started out on this mode and I've got to say it's pretty awesome. You actually feel like you're surviving instead of just scavenging. There are lots of people in the Mojave Desert, some friendly, some not so friendly. New Vegas gives you the opportunity to leave impressions on different factions in the game. There are multiple factions that you can choose from, like the militaristic New California Republic, or what about Caesar's Legion, a group of strict warriors that serve their master Caesar. You can do certain missions for each faction, and doing this grants you either positive or negative reputation points. If you walk into a settlement that views you as vilified, you might want to think about running because you're about to be bum rushed by the entire town. You can also disguise yourself with outfits from factions. The New California Republic and Caesar's Legion hate each other, so if you walk into the Caesar's Legion camp with an NCR outfit, you'd best prepare yourself for a fight. However, if you walk into Legion territory while wearing a Legion clothing, you might just be able to sneak around unnoticed. Just don't get too close to the dogs or people that might see through your disguise. The basic mechanics of Fallout are fine and dandy, but what about the new gambling features? What's New Vegas without a whole lot of gambling? There are 4 different gambling games you can play throughout the game: blackjack, roulettes, slots, and Caravan. What's Caravan, you ask? It's a new card game invented just for New Vegas. It's pretty awesome too. If you've ever played poker or hearts, you should get the hang of it quite quickly. If you're thinking about gambling in New Vegas, you actually might want to bump up your luck stat this time around. Gambling relies on how high your luck stat is, so if you're playing blackjack and you're not doing too well, it might be because your luck stat is at a 3. The actual New Vegas Strip is a pretty cool place. Lights, showgirls, gambling, you name it. Each casino and hotel has its own theme. The Tops has your classic retro casino look, complete with stage shows. The Ultra Luxe is your high-dollar exclusive casino, complete with masked butlers that call themselves the White Glove Society. Gomorrah is your prostitute-themed casino, complete with, special services. The Strip is where you win big or bust out. It's like you're actually in Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is a great addition to the Fallout series. The game is great, don't get me wrong, but that does not mean it's perfect. Every game comes with its pros and cons. Fallout New Vegas, much like Fallout 3, is buggier than Mississippi in July. If my experiences with the game are any sort of evidence, you'll be running around into graphical glitches, enemies that sink halfway into the ground, incomprehensible lag, weird abstract objects flying around in the sky, and the health bars on enemies disappearing for no apparent reason. The game feels exactly like Fallout 3. Take that however way you want to. Remember how in Fallout 3 after you'd finish the main story quest you couldn't play anymore? Well, the same thing happens in New Vegas. How can a problem so simple be repeated? Guys, glitches aside, if you played the original Fallout games on the PC, this is the first person / third person Fallout game you've been waiting for. All the black humor is here. Everything has its original Fallout quirks. It just feels like the original games. And that's what the fans want. I recommend that you rent this game first to decide on whether or not more of the same Fallout experience is right for you. I give this game an 8 out of 10. New Vegas is a welcome addition to the Fallout series, but in all honesty, the game is buggy. The quality assurance department really needs to get their head in the game. Literally and figuratively. I love the game and the experience that it offers, but I hate the glitches. Thanks guys, this has been Drac, and I hope you enjoyed this review of Fallout New Vegas. I'll catch you all later.